Right, good evening everyone. I'll just grab my wine while everybody joins in. Takes everyone maybe time to rush in from the garden for tonight's viewing. So cheers all, and hope you're all still safe and well and enjoying this lovely weather that we're having. I do think we're quite lucky, and another reason to come outside and cook. I think I've probably cooked nearly every night outside this week. A mixture of dishes. I can't even remember what we've eaten, or what day it is, or what time it is. So yeah, cheers everyone. So I've actually lit both Joes for tonight. My classic has been on since 11 o'clock this morning. In there I've got some ox cheeks. Now I've not cooked ox cheeks before. The ox cheeks are from the butchers at Darts Farm, where I get most of my meat. So they've been in since 11 o'clock this morning. I marinated them overnight in some red wine, some garlic, bay leaves, pepper, and a half of fresh chilli. And then this morning I picked out the ox cheeks, patted them with some kitchen paper, and then brought them out here and sort of seared them in a hot pan. Took them out and then added some onion and celery and some garlic and sauteed all that, and then added in the remains of the marinade along with some beef stock, and that has just really been ticking along in here without me doing anything at all. At about 120, 130. It's crept up a little bit because I've put my Blue Peter moments in here, and I don't want to open the lid until they're done. In the junior, yeah, so carrying on with the ox cheeks, I'm going to take out the ox cheeks later and reduce the liquid if I need to, and shred them, and then tomorrow I'm going to attempt to make some bao buns. Bao buns. Anybody joining us tonight?
Yeah, quite a few. We've got 60 people in at the minute.
Whoa.
We've got Julie Corkett is in.
Hi Julie.
Ricky Hewlett's in.
Hi Ricky.
Ryan Guinea is in, and Sister Rosie's in as well.
Oh, hi Rosie. So yeah, so I think it was Greg who's mastered the flatbreads today or yesterday. So well done, Greg. They look really good. So yeah, so in junior, I can show you what's in junior.
Let's have a look, shall we?
Okay. Da da da.
What a beautiful bird.
So here we have, well, it's Mr. S's favourite. It's beer can chicken, but actually it's not beer can, it's cider chicken. Stoneman Jr.'s favourite tipple, I think.
Most certainly is.
I don't use a lot, but I do think it does help steam the inside and help keep the bird moist. And it's rubbed in some Dorset Spice Shed Jurassic mix. So that's going to be our dinner tonight, because the ox cheek is for tomorrow. And if you're wondering what's in here, is some beetroot. For some reason I've just got loads of beetroot from my various veg deliveries, so I'm sort of roasting that or steaming it, and we're going to make some beetroot hummus, and we'll chop it up and have it in salads or with some couscous. So I can just see how this chicken's doing. It's been in about an hour and a quarter, about 150. Oh, skin's just crisping up there. I don't think he's done yet.
And what temperature are you looking
85.
for?
75. Perhaps he's done. he's done. I like to do the beer can chicken a bit more, just to make sure it comes away from the bone. That's surprising. It was cooked quite nice and quick. Well, I think he's done then. It's right in there. It's showing 88, so...
Cooked all round.
You can come off. Right, so that's dinner sorted. Right, so let's take that off. Then I can crack on with the... I'm going to rest this on my nice... Actually, I'm going to just put a... I don't want to burn the wood. My wood store can double up as a little table there. So that can go on there and just cool down, ready for later. And the beetroot, that's going to take another hour, I reckon. So that can just sit there and tick away. Right, on with the chocolate pots. So, right, I will put the recipe up in the files if anyone wants them. I've done the recipe a third of the mixture, because otherwise we'll have chocolate pots coming out our ears. So in here I've got some butter and chocolate melted. You can melt it on your barbecue. I've melted it in the microwave this evening just for ease. Here I've got 1 egg and 1 egg yolk. Now I'm not going to waste the egg white. I've saved that, and I'm probably going to do a meringue on the dough later, just to use up the residual temperature. So 1 egg and 1 yolk into there, and then here's 2 tablespoons of sugar. So remember, this is a third of the recipe. So we're going to whisk that up.
We have got a few comments coming in. They're not coming in on your phone, but they're coming in on my one. You carry on.
Okay.
We've got Ryan says hi. Julie says cheers, Sue. Rosie said just had to bring in the washing before it got cold. She's with us now. Ricky is in awe. Simon says hello, my lovely. Beat rocks. And Stuart Mohammed says can't underestimate the value of keeping the bird moist.
So you really need the electric beaters, because you want the eggs and the sugar to go to that sort of ribbon stage. I'm quite lucky I have got an proper outside electric point here. So it needs a bit more in the hand whisk. But I can just get that nice in.
Ricky says he made beetroot wine, which is pretty cool.
Wow, my dad always made wine out of unusual foraged vegetables and
And
fruit.
Kelly Jane David says, "Oh, lovely." And Roberto's in. He says, "What's the wine, Sue?" The wine.
The wine is the house wine, the house red. The rest of it has gone into the ox-cheek, Roberto. I've also got the rest of the cider to drink as well.
Not if I finish it first. Honestly, cider's just goes down a treat.
So that's nearly there. You see it's changed colour, it's nice and light.
It was a lot more yellow a second ago, now it's not so creamy.
Okay, so that's not quite the ribbon stage, just a little bit more.
George says it's looking fab as always. That's George Orange. Another one of the regulars.
Yeah, George.
Helena says it's looking good, Susan.
Right. Okay, so that's about it. Barbecue slippers are on, guys. In fact, I've got my summer clothes on today. I've got my shorts on. Right, so with the melted chocolate and butter, that goes in. What's good about this dessert is actually you can make it well beforehand and leave them in the fridge, so that when you've sort of taken your meat out of your barbecue, put these take about 8 to 10 minutes, but I cooked some this afternoon, just tried them out. They did cook for about half an hour. So it just depends on what temperature you've got your barbecue on. So just whisk in the chocolate and the butter. There.
I can smell it already.
I like to think this is a reasonably healthy dessert because there's not that much butter and only a little bit of sugar and not much flour. So once you've whisked in the melted butter and chocolate, you then want to sift in the tablespoon of flour, plain flour. The whole recipe is, I think, 3 of these, so we're just going to, and you need to sieve it because you don't want any lumps, okay? So sieve that over there, and then you don't want to knock out all that air that you've just put in there, so you want to fold in that flour. So you just very carefully fold in the flour until it's all combined.
Roberto says you need to be part of the fire squad, and he also says sounds a little muffled, so let us know if the sound is still muffled.
Okay.
I might have had a finger covering the microphone.
Perhaps
or
it's because of the noise of the beaters.
Yeah, so let us know if it's still like that.
Yeah, I'm up for being the fire squad, guys. Get a female in the mix. Right, so that's nicely. I say you don't want any bits of white flour, and you just need to check actually because some bits get stuck on the spoon. You see there's a few just little gremlins there, so scrape that off.
That's a top tip right there.
And mix that bit in again.
Gary Parker says watch those windows with that mixer.
Windows?
In case it sprays out everywhere, I'm guessing.
And then, so the full recipe makes 6 of these. And you want some ramekins. You need to grease them really well. So I've greased them with butter. Because with these puddings, you can either just dive in and eat them out the ramekin, or if you've greased them well enough, when they've cooked, you can turn them out onto a plate and eat them off the plate, and then you can have them with ice cream or creme fraiche or 0% yogurt if you want to be healthy.
Speaking of additions, Rosie says, could you add a banana to the mix?
You could, yeah. I haven't tried it, but yeah, that's what recipes are about, trying. I'm going to leave that like that because I don't want them to overfill. So I'm just going to even them over like that. And then they can go into the barbecue. I have got some in there already. And they might not quite be ready, but if they're not ready, what I'll do is I'll take out the ox cheeks and see how they're doing. So yeah, so are we ready? Whoa, see they're rising up. So those are the ox cheeks. I'm just going to have a little probe with them with a fork. So these have been on since 11 o'clock.
You can already see how soft they are. Wow!
Look at that. They're just falling apart. And I don't even think I'm going to need to reduce that sauce. It is just falling away. So yeah, so there we are.
We got lots of people loving the mix.
Okay.
We got Neville saying, "I'd love to eat at your house." Ricky says, "Can I have the spoon?" I thought that's what you were going to do when you said,
The
"Oh,
chocolate, one with chocolate on.
When you said, "Oh, I just got to check," I thought that was you going to check, see if it tasted any good.
Now, I remember as a child, my mum, when she baked, the best thing about baking with my mum was licking the bowl and the beaters after. But she always scraped the bowl. She had this amazing spatula, not this one, but she always scraped the bowl so clean there was never anything to lick after. There's plenty there, but what we'll do is we'll just give the puddings a little bit longer, and then hopefully we can take them out, turn them out, and have a taste. So, any more comments?
It's nice to hear from Gary, who says it's nice to have the #1 cameraman back.
Yay!
Well, you know, we try our best. I've got a bit of a break before I have some exams now, so I've got about a week and a bit, maybe, before my next exam. So I've got a bit of spare time at the minute, just while revision starts to ramp up again. And Simon Berta says he loves the Blue Peter moment, or it could be Sue Peter.
So yeah, so Sunday night is Cooking with Sue night. Is Anita joining us?
Anita just popped in.
Oh, hi Anita. Lovely bit of beef you had cooking over your cat-eye earlier. Bet that tasted nice.
George says nom nom. Very impressive stuff. We've got Helena saying we're all doing cheeks today. They've done beef cheeks.
Yes, I did see Helena.
Roberta says looks amazing. Anita says sorry I'm late. It's okay. It's all right.
Yeah.
And David Mills says it looks good. Can I have the chocolate pudding? They look great. Well, we're gonna have so many. We'll have to start sending some care packages.
Yeah.
Or we'll start a bidding war for the leftovers.
So yes, I've got my chicken for later. We've gone a bit healthy today, haven't we? So we're going to have salad of the chicken.
Yeah,
I'm trying to go healthy.
Other than the chocolate puddings, yeah, healthy.
Yeah. But you said there's not much butter. Yeah, the chocolate, but not much sugar or flour.
Other than the butter and the stuff that's in the chocolate. But it's okay, we don't count that.
And then if you have it with cream and ice cream, that's when you add the calories.
But it's a Sunday. The calories don't count on a Sunday. We know that.
Did I not? No, okay. So I do want those puddings just to cook a little bit more. They're not quite souffles. They're not souffles, but
how do you know when they're done?
Well, I think they actually might be done now. They just start firming up on the top there. So they're not quite like souffles because you can open the lid and they're quite forgiving. And I know a lot of you who've seen me bake before, I like to raise them up from the grill, so put them on an upturned tin just so you don't burn the base. So I'm going to take them off now. And they are just about done because they're just starting to come away. Okay.
So this is the before in the buttered tin and turns into this after how long in there?
I put them in at 1:45, so it just over about half an hour. So then you can either serve them on a plate like that, a little dusting of cocoa powder. Again, you need to use the sieve because you don't want any lumps. Just to make it look pretty. So a little dusting, do it from a height. And then a little bit of icing sugar as well, just for contrasting, contrasting colour. And then you can just sort of dive right in. Or if you're lucky and you've greased your ramekins enough, you should be able to
moment of truth.
turn it out.
Has it Oh!
Yay!
Wow.
So, a tip is to properly grease your ramekin, and then again, a little dusting of your cocoa powder.
Wow.
And some icing sugar, I say, for a bit of contrasting colour. And then you could serve a quenelle of whipped cream, or if you're in Devon you could have clotted cream or ice cream, or pop it on the top and it will start to melt. Creme fraiche or 0% yogurt if you're extra healthy. So
Gonna have to try a bit now.
One thing to, and it should be super soft and light inside. I say it's not a souffle, it's not a chocolate fondant, it's a chocolate pot. And that's, oh, it smells like a freshly baked chocolate cake that's come right out the oven, and I'm going to tuck right in.
It's literally just come out of the barbecue as well. Better warm, isn't it?
And it needs cream or something else with it. So yeah, so if you're having a friends round, when you can have friends round, make up your mixture, put these in the fridge ready, put them in your barbecue once you've finished cooking all your meat. About, I say, half an hour at 140, less if it's higher. Makes a wonderful dessert. So any more questions?
We did have Ricky asking if any excuse to get alcohol in. He says, can you add it to the chocolate mix?
I don't see why not. Yeah, a bit of brandy, go nice. See what's in your drinks cabinet.
We've got Anita says amazing, Helena says perfect, George says brilliant, and Helena says they look good lush. And she also says, isn't cocoa a veg? Can't we count that as part of our 5 a day?
Oh yeah, even healthier then.
Especially on a Sunday. Oh, and George also says he's been seeing people probe puddings and cakes with a thermopen. Is that a thing, or is it just people being...
Yeah, same with bread as well, I've seen, but I can't remember what the internal temperature for that is. But yeah, I go by putting my cake tester in, a skewer. But yeah, I don't know what the internal temperature is, but you can do whatever you like doing.
Yeah, and then just Gareth says, what are we drinking this evening? Bit of red wine.
It's the red wine. It's the red wine. It was about half the bottle that has gone into these amazing ox cheeks, and they have just fallen apart. So they've been on since 11 o'clock this morning, and tomorrow I'm going to try and make some bao buns, and that's going to go into those. I don't even need to shred them. They're just falling apart in there, and I haven't got to reduce the sauce. So that's it. If you could smell this, it smells amazing.
Have you had a taste yet, or is that not allowed?
No, I haven't had a taste. I could. It's going to be super hot.
Are we allowed to taste a little bit? There we go. You're just going to make sure it works, you know?
Right, so it's got... Yeah, it is soup. Look at that.
So doing the French, aren't we? But dessert before dinner.
Oh, yeah.
There we are.
So in here was some onion, 2 sticks of celery, half a fresh chilli, because I can't remember where I found the recipe. I did go online. I think it was Great British Chefs or something. It said dried chilli. Now, I don't like to use dried chilli in cooking because I think it's got a bitter taste. So fresh chilli, I think, has a more fruity flavour. So anyway, let's give that a try. It's going to be super hot. It just like melts in your mouth. That is amazing.
That's disappeared.
That will go nice in a pie, in a pasty, in a wrap. Yum.
Harry's tuned in. He says it looks so soft.
It is proper soft. I thought I was going to have to take it out and shred it, but that's really good. And I haven't got to reduce the sauce. So right, so yeah, so that's what we've made. So as they cool down, they start to sink a bit. But I say you can either eat them out of the pot, or if you're careful, turn them out onto a plate. So I'll sign off. We've got chicken for dinner and ox cheeks tomorrow, and so yeah, I get a day off cooking tomorrow, which is nice. So yeah, have a great week everyone, and let's hope the weather stays with us for some cooking outside. Cheers.